Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today's video is all about target setting. This is always a difficult balance to be had, really. Most people try and either go too high or too low, and they don't really understand the implications of motivating or demotivating your teams if you get this wrong. So this video will cover 5 key points that will be the greatest way to make sure that you set the target correctly, you get the buy-in from your teams, and you make sure that you're able to deliver what you expect. So the areas that we'll be covering today are target setting, the involvement of staff, accountability, communication, and reward and recognition. So first of all, target setting. Companies need to understand what their vision is, what are they trying to achieve, how realistic it is, how many customers do you have, how much do you spend per customer, to get the full understanding about where you're going to go. Often people come up with random numbers, potentially saying let's increase it by 10%, 20%, 50%, but with no logical rationale around how you get to that. So the way in which I always do this and generally get it successful is to start from a company perspective. So what are we trying to achieve? What is the vision? What is the aspect that you're trying to get out of this? And we then need to test this by breaking down the number that you put in place all the way down. So you start off with the overall business of what you want to achieve. You then take this down to the next level, to around teams and how much does each team need to make. You then break it down to individuals. So you know, and everyone else understands exactly what is expected of them, how much they need to do for you to get your overall goal. If everyone is clear on that and everyone knows where they are at, you've got the much better chance of achieving it. The way to get everybody involved in this, because often people will come to me and say, that's fine for a sales team because they have targets, they have objectives, and they've got commission attached to it. So for them, they find it a lot easier. What do I do with other team members? Well, my view is quite simple on this. If you have a member in your team that is not adding value, why do you have them as part of your business? Every single person should be assisting your business to grow and deliver what you need. So let's just go through a few roles. So sales and marketing is fairly straightforward in the fact that they can be actively promoting the business through phone calls, through emails, through social media, knocking on doors, and they are very, very clear. They generate business, they get commission generally. So it's very easy to put targets against them. Again, you could argue with, say, let's pick team leaders. With them, you've got a team, so how much does each team member need to achieve? Once you understand what that is, you can then break that down further. So if we say a store worker, for example, so somebody that is picking and packing orders that have been taken. Well, if that's not done effectively, so if they don't stack it correctly, things could get damaged. If they are not efficient in how they are doing it, then they may be too slow, your orders may not get to your customers in time. You need to make sure that they understand what your target objectives are. How are you selling your business? Is it on the product? Is it the service? Is everything you're trying to do actually going to benefit your business? You take it down to a next level. So you might say a receptionist. What value are they going to have in terms of directly affecting the sales? If a receptionist doesn't answer the phone in a nice way and put them through to the relevant person, your customers will get frustrated. So you need to make sure that they are the voice of your business. They understand what you're trying to achieve, what your customers want, and if there is a complaint, if they handle that well, that could turn people around. If people recommend you and that's the first time they've come to your business, that person is pivotal to make sure that they can deliver the high quality service that you want to achieve to make sure that you get your growth. The next stage is making sure as part of that everyone has the buy-in, everyone knows what you're trying to achieve to make sure that they can deliver their bit for it. And as part of that is accountability. So you need to make sure that you're monitoring and managing the targets that have been set to ensure that the outcomes are right. Adjusting a small problem when a target has been missed is relatively straightforward. Once that has been compounded over a day, a week, a month, 6 months, by that point to try and then pull that back to make sure you can achieve your targets is going to be extremely difficult. The other bit is making sure that reforecasting doesn't demotivate people. I'm not a big fan of saying you should adjust the target. If you can't achieve the target, you need to adjust the effort to make sure that your teams are motivated and you're setting the targets right in the first place. There are always going to be extenuating circumstances, and sometimes you might not be able to achieve the target. But making sure that people understand that they have to step up, they have to deliver this. How can you do it differently? What additional products or services could you sell? What additions could you put in place? Can you cross-sell, upsell to make sure that you achieve your target rather than lowering the bar? All that does is set a precedent throughout the organisation or the company that it's okay if you don't achieve something, we'll lower the target. Now, I appreciate for a PLC you have to have the reforecast to demonstrate that you deliver the right numbers, but for most businesses, it doesn't matter. Celebrate what you are doing, celebrate the growth that you do have, and don't demotivate people or make people not care about the target because it becomes irrelevant. And then communication. So this one is making sure that everybody within your organisation or company knows exactly where you are at. So right from the receptionist all the way through to the MD, the CEO, everybody needs to understand where you are at, how you are doing, and any adjustments that need to be made. What can people do to impact that? How can everybody help? People often leave this in a boardroom where they don't speak to the staff. They don't tell them where they're at. They don't tell them that there's a change in the marketplace because they're worried about what impact that may have. If everyone understands and everyone works together and it's done with, not done to, your staff will be far more engaged and you'll get much better results. And in terms of results, reward and recognition, you need to make sure that every single person benefits from this. Now that doesn't mean that you have to pay commission to everyone or a big bonus, but how can you motivate all members of the team? That might be a meal out, a voucher, but it could be something like an extra day's leave. What can you do from your business to make sure that you add value to an individual, but at a low cost to you? If somebody has gone above and beyond and they're doing lots and lots of hours and generating the money that you need, giving them an extra day's annual leave will be great for them, but it won't actually be a huge detriment to you. So always think about, what do people want? Don't make the assumption about what you think they may want. Ask them. Understand what will motivate them. Celebrate the success. Make sure everyone is buying in to the vision, and therefore you will get the results. So that's just my view on how to set targets to make sure that you get the best possible outcome and everybody's engaged, and you will make sure that you continue to grow your business. Thanks very much for watching. If you found this valuable, please share it, like it, and I will continue to provide content that hopefully will be adding value to all of you. Thanks very much.